Hello and welcome to the Crazy Knitter Studio podcast. My name is Kristen, also known as Crazy Knitting Fool on Ravelry, and I am your host. So I'm calling this episode, which is episode 6, Moving On, and it is Saturday, October 3rd, 2015. I'd like to welcome back anyone who's returning and say hello to anyone who is checking this out for the first time. I hope you enjoy it and stick around. I'm sorry about the lighting, the glare on my glasses. It's really cloudy, rainy here today, and this is the best lighting I could do. I'm sorry. So, and the glasses, I can't do anything about those. I'm blind as a bat, so I have to have them on, so I'm sorry. But anyway, moving on. So presser, what has been happening the last couple of weeks? It got cold. Cold. So we went from 70, 75 for the high to like 50 for the high. And we've had some lows in the 40s, and it is cold. I don't do cold. I don't like cold. It makes my bones, my muscles, everything ache. I'm not looking forward to the next 6, 7, 8 months. If I could get my husband to move somewhere warm, I'd be happy with like 40s. It doesn't have to be like San Diego, 75 and sunny, 360 days a year. I'd be happy with like the average low in the winter being 40 degrees. I can live with that. I'm not looking forward to like below 0 wind chills and snow. But you live in Michigan, you deal with it. So unfortunately, with the weather change, and especially when it changes this quickly, little man's asthma acts up. So right now he's downstairs coughing, watching Minecraft videos on YouTube. So I hope you can't hear him. He might interrupt me. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, if I can get through this fast enough. He usually goes out with Daddy on Saturday afternoons, but with him being sick, he can't really go. Bummer, but oh well. Okay, what else has been going on? So 2 weeks ago on Monday, I went to the doctor for my 3-month check-in visit. I go every 3 months. I'm severely anemic, so I have to have my blood level checked, and I have to have my blood sugar checked. I'm a type 2 diabetic, so, and it wasn't good. So, my weight's creeping up to a number I do not want to see, ever. And my A1C, which is the blood that they check, it's your blood sugar levels for like an 8 to 12 week period. They want it below a 7 for a diabetic. Anything below a 6 is considered normal. So mine was 6.3 in June, so it was good, very good. But it was 7.1 when I went this time, and she was concerned just because that's a huge jump for 3 months. And she said part of it probably was because I was sick for that whole month, and when your body's fighting off an illness, it can't regulate the blood sugar as well. And that happened right around the time that I didn't see my regular doctor. She's on maternity leave. But when my regular doctor, my one medicine, I went from 3 times a day to 2 times a day. So the combination of the two things might have caused it. But I know. I've been eating like crap. I have not worked out. I worked out no days in August, obviously, because I was sick. I think I worked out 1 day in July. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. I need to get on the bike and get my butt moving. So I'm proud of myself. I did 3 days this week, 30 minutes each day on the stationary bike we have in the basement. And that's it. It's in my basement. I don't have an excuse. All I have to do is, I have to do it in the morning. I will not do it at night. Because by the time we get home, eat dinner, do homework, get to bed, it's 9 o'clock, and I'm not working out at 9 o'clock at night. So I have to do it in the morning. So I just need to get my butt up, go to the bathroom, change my clothes, and go downstairs. It's not complicated. So, but I did 3 days this week, so that's good. So hopefully I can keep it up next week. Move on. And keep that weight going down, down, down. I don't have a specific weight or size I would like to reach. For me, it's more health. than anything. I'm 39. I take way too many medications for blood pressure and cholesterol and diabetes. And I lost my mom at 27. That's too young. I don't want Clark losing me at 27 or younger, or I don't want him losing me at 37. I want him to lose me at when I'm like, and he's 87. Which would make me over 100, but hey, it can happen. It's happened in my family. In my family, on both sides, you either live to be very old, in your 90s. My great-grandfather, my dad's paternal grandfather, was 99 when he died. He died like 3 months before his 100th birthday. His mom, my dad's mom, lived to be 95. But then, like, his dad died at 50. So, you either live to be old or you die young. I want to live to be old, so. What else has gone on? Oh, we went last Friday. My cousin got married, finally. He and his now wife have been together since high school, off and on. They have 3 kids, 2 of his biological children, and he's pretty much been her oldest daughter's father since she was like 4 or 5 years old. So they got married. It was a beautiful wedding. It was a lot of fun. Danced a lot with my guys. Slow danced with my husband for the first time, and I can't even tell you when, because we didn't dance. We went to his niece's wedding last June, and I thought about it. I was like, we didn't even dance at her wedding. But I don't think we had to leave really early because it was in Atlanta, and we had to leave the next day at like 5 o'clock in the morning to drive home. So I don't think they played any slow songs before we left. But it did teach me that, as I saw on Facebook, I can still party like a rock star. However, I can no longer recover like one. Last Saturday, I was good for nothing. Clark and I stayed home. We played games. I watched football. I laid on the couch. I couldn't even wash my face and brush my teeth before I went to bed Friday. So, but it was fun. We had a good time. So, and then on Thursday of this week, I did a going away dinner for a girl at work. She's moving back to Florida. And I actually had fun. I actually went out. I didn't play my antisocial self like I normally do. So I was proud of myself. So maybe I can get back to knit group now. I haven't been going to my knit group lately. I need to go. And then finally last night we had the welcome back pizza dinner at school. And that's when little man started with the coughing, because we were outside for like an hour afterwards, and they had like one of the local sports places came, and they had soccer, so he was out kicking the ball and having fun. So, but that's when the coughing started as soon as we got home, so probably wasn't a smart idea to have him out there, but we had fun. It was a good time. $3 each for pizza and salad and dessert. I didn't have to cook. That's all I cared about. So moving on into the knitting. Touchdown. FO. I have 2 episodes in a row with a FO. Do not expect this again. These were very small, so they didn't take very long. I made 2 little birds of happiness for the Moms with Yarn Pediatric Cancer Awareness Knit Along, because gold, even though these are yellow, but gold is the color of pediatric cancer awareness. So September was Pediatric Cancer Awareness Month, so they had a little knit along. Clark named them. One's Fluffy. The other one I can't remember. It's like Beauregard, but I don't remember. So these are the Bluebird of Happiness pattern by Sarah Elizabeth Kellner. And I use size 3 needles and sugar and cream in Sunshine. So, and then just stuffed them with regular fiber fill. So they sit on our little hutch downstairs. They're cute. I'm thinking about making some of these for maybe if you could put a little loop on it, they could be Christmas ornaments. They're cute and easy. So I have, oh, yay. Alright, first downs, which are whips. So you have not seen these since the first episode. So if you have not watched the episode, you've never seen these before. But after finishing those, I was kind of like, you finish a big project, and those were nice little palette cleansers. And then I'm like, what am I going to knit on now? So I have a lot of whips, so I need to work on them. So the first one is the Bumpy Road Shawl by Moi. And I'm all tangled up here. Hold on. So the safety pin is where I was the first episode. And that's how far I've gotten. This is just a design I did. It's just linen stitch, stockinette stitch, and eyelet rows. It's very easy. So the yarn is Fibra Natura Yummy, and the ever descriptive colorway 41354. But it's greens. It's like a yellowy green, and then a darker green, and kind of a, this looks almost blue to me on here, but it's definitely a dark green. So I like the yarn. I've frogged it a couple times and it stood up pretty well, so not too bad. Oops, I am just like all a mess here. Sorry. Alright, and then the second thing I worked on, because like I said, it got cold. And we have the Granny Square Afghan I showed you a couple episodes ago that we got from the house up in the UP. And I've been cuddling with that a lot, but I started this 2013? May have been 2012. But with the Cat B913 on Ravelry. She used to host the Knit Nerd podcast. She did an Afghan knit along, and I never finished it, obviously. I'm still working on it. But I can't remember if it was 2012 or 2013, but it's been a long time. So this is square number 21. I can't remember how many. I think it's 24 total, so I'm almost done. Then I gotta block them and sew them together. But this is the Mystery Afghan Knit Along by the Bernat, or Bernat, if you're American. But I live in the Detroit area, so we're close enough to Canada, I can say Bernat. Design Studio. It was size 8 needles, and the yarn is Caron Simply Soft in Autumn Red. I also did chocolate and bone, which is like a, it's not beige, but it's kind of a browny beige. So I made all the squares in those two colors, and now I'm working on the red ones. So, and again, the safety pin is where I was on the first episode. And I just started the second repeat of the cable. And I think this one will be done, definitely, before the next episode. So, I might not have another faux. I count these as faux, I'm sorry. I know technically it's the blanket that's the project. But, you gotta take your victories where you can get them. So, it's a nice cable pattern. I have a hard time with, I like the way this one looks, but I can't memorize this. You know, I'm having to follow it very closely. This is actually my mindless knitting right now, because even though I'm designing it and I'm having to write it down and keep track of things, it's linen stitch and stockinette. It's really easy. This one I actually have to think about. But that's all I've been working on these last couple weeks. But considering the fact it took me 2 months of episodes to get you, and all I showed you was a blanket, I think I'm doing pretty good. So, turnovers, which are mistakes. It wasn't really a mistake, but I forgot that when I was designing my shawl that when you're increasing, the numbers are going to change. So I was using stitch markers to keep track of repeats, but not remembering, like, oh, I'm increasing a stitch here, so this is going to be now 43 stitches instead of 42. I noticed it after 2 rows, so it wasn't bad. But it's like, yeah, you gotta move the stitch markers. Hello. Or don't use them. Just count. Which is what I was trying to avoid, but I'm lazy. I'd rather count than move things. So. Anyway, moving on. So training camp, which is future projects. So every year for Christmas, I try to make a stuffy for Clark for his stocking. And this year, I found somewhere on a blog, I can't remember where, a Spider-Man Sheldon. Now, Sheldon is a pattern from Knitty from a few years ago. He's a stuffed turtle. I made him one for his second Christmas. So, he was 1.5 years. But I found a Spider-Man Sheldon on Ravelry. I'm sorry if this is moving, but I'm recording on my iPad and I'm on the bed, so I feel like the camera's moving. I'm sorry if I'm making anybody seasick. I'm trying not to. Anyway, here it is. So I have red and blue yarn left over from his blanket. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to stitch on that spider. Yeah, I don't think so. But I will. That will be his stuffy for his stocking this year. He also needs a new hat. My kid's got a big noggin. He's been in 99th percentile for head circumference since birth. He's got a very large head. Not last year, the year before, he was Elmo for Halloween. And because he was in his Elmo phase then. And, you know, it was the costume, and then it was like the little head with Velcro that goes under your chin. Ends would not meet. So I had to, like, sew elastic so it would stay on. My kid's got a big head. He's got a lot of brains, I say. He's very smart. But, so, he needs a new hat. I don't think his hat's going to fit him this year. So, I don't know, though, what pattern I'm going to make him. I made him, I think it's called Thorpe, a couple years ago. It's ear flaps. And that's the one he's been wearing. I might make him a Barley. I don't know. I found a couple Spider-Man hats I thought maybe, but I don't know. Again, the duplicate stitching. I don't know. We'll see. But that's the other thing that's coming up. So, concessions, which are purchases. Nope. Nothing. I told you at the first episode, and if you didn't watch it, I'll tell you now. I'm cheap. I don't buy much. So, sorry. And again, the camera's moving. I'm sorry. Okay, moving on. Film room, which are books, TV, etc. So, I finished since the last episode Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. It was good. It made me cry. I can't remember the last time I cried at a book. Then I finished The Myth of You and Me by Leah Stewart. It was alright. It's about this girl. She works for this historian. And he's, you know, like 90 years old. And, you know, she's kind of like his nurse slash personal assistant. She lives with him. And she gets a letter one day from her former best friend from high school and college, and the friend's getting married, and she's just trying to reconnect, and the girls, you know, this historian wants her to I'm sorry. Man. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry. Okay. Maybe now it won't move. Okay. So the historian, he dies, obviously, and he puts her on this mission to take this gift to her friend because he knows that she will not deny him this last thing. So it was alright. It wasn't great. It was short. It was less than 300 pages, so it didn't take me very long to read. And now I'm reading Harmful Intent by Blaine Kerr. And this is the story of a lawyer. He's a medical malpractice lawyer, and he kind of is burned out, so he goes on this sabbatical with his wife. And when he comes back, he's sworn off medical malpractice suits. And this woman comes in, and she has gone to the doctor who he had sued previously for prescribing this medication to this young girl. And the girl died, and he lost the case, so it's always kind of haunted him. So he sees it as his chance to get back at the doctor. So I'm having a hard time getting into it. The writer kind of is one of those, and the language is, it's not hard, it's just like, why use 5 words when you can use 1? He's wordy. I don't like people who are wordy. But I'll keep going. We'll see how it goes. And then there's been the season premieres. I've been watching a lot of television. So in the last couple weeks, there's been The Muppets, which I love. Sorry. I grew up on The Muppets. I used to, apparently, when I was like 3 or 4, when the original show was on, as soon as that music started playing, I would run into the living room, stand right in front of the television set, dance to the music, and then when Gonzo would blow his horn and like a bubble would come out or make a funny noise, I would laugh hysterically. So, I love The Muppets. So, I've been watching that. It's not the greatest show, but it's The Muppets. I love them. And I watched season premieres of Empire. I love Terrence Howard. I love him. And the guy who plays Jamal. I love him. Love his voice. He's very cute. So, it's good. I've been watching Worst Cooks in America. It's a celebrity edition. Again, celebrity edition. So, it's Barry Williams, you know, Greg Brady, Jaleel White, Urkel, Dean Cain, Superman, Kendra Wilkinson, Hugh Hefner, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, JWoww from Jersey Shore, which I never watched, Ellen Cleghorn. Is there someone else? Oh, Chris Soules from The Bachelor, who was on Dancing with the Stars last year. Who everybody is fawning over, because yes, he is very good looking. But it's funny. They're funny to watch. So then I watched also Nashville. Cheesy goodness. How to Get Away with Murder. I love that show. It's awesome. But I've only watched the first episode. I haven't watched this week, so, but based upon what I've seen in the first episode, I don't like where they're going. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm not liking it. So, we'll see how it goes. And then I've also watched Hawaii Five-0. Love me some McGarrett. And Blue Bloods. And Once Upon a Time. Watched the season premiere last week. I'm not so sure about this season. Evil Emma. I don't know. We'll see. I thought it jumped the shark a couple years ago with the Frozen thing. And the Peter Pan thing I wasn't a big fan of either. I didn't like the Cruella, the Maleficent. Yeah. The last couple seasons have kind of tanked. But I do watch it for Hook. And I loved how the evil queen called him Guyliner this past week. Made me laugh. Okay. And then finally, I've been watching some podcasts. A couple of new ones and a couple of not new ones that are new to me. So, first one is Knitting Dish. It's Mary. She's Woolly Bear 368 on Ravelry. She's got an awesome Boston accent. I love accents. Awesome Boston accent. It's so cool. So she's got about 50 episodes up. So I've been watching her. And then the other one I've been watching that is definitely not new. They have like 160 episodes, but I finally got around to watching them. Was Geeky Girls Knit with Cece, who is Java Pearl, and Damaris, who's Damaris-A Bit Weird on Ravelry. They're mother and daughter. They live in Scotland. And they're geeky girls. I like geeky girls. I'm one myself, so they're very funny and entertaining. I like mother and daughter podcasts. I like the Knitmore Girls. I like Two Knitlit Chicks. You know, I don't know, it's just something about that mother-daughter dynamic. Maybe it's because I miss my own mom, maybe. So, it kind of makes me sad sometimes because I miss my own mom, but I like them. And then the other two that I've watched are new. So there's Knit Pug with Kay, who is Jaded Knitter, and she's in Canada. She has 4 episodes. And she's got a cute little puggy. She shows every episode at the beginning. He's awesome. He's very cute. I love pugs. And then the other one is Wonder Wool, which is Andrea. She's Andy J on Ravelry, and she's, again, awesome accent. She's from Australia. So, I love Australian accents. That's my dream trip. My husband and I were talking about this. My brother-in-law went to Hong Kong, my husband's youngest brother, a couple months ago. And my husband said that's his bucket list trip, is he would love to go to Hong Kong. And I said, for me, it's Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia. I want to cuddle koala bears, even though I hear they're mean and kind of dirty. Oh, well, they're animals. Animals are dirty. But, yeah. But I hate to fly. So, I don't think Australia is going to happen. I had a hard time flying to Myrtle Beach, and that's like an hour. It was like an hour and a half, I think. I can't imagine being on a plane that long. I did it in high school. I mean, not that long, but in high school, we went to Germany and Austria, but, you know, I was 17. I was stupid. I didn't know any better. I didn't have a kid. Although, obviously, if I'm going to Australia, the kid's going with me, so... That was my big fear about going to Myrtle Beach, was if I crash and die, like, I leave my guys, you know. Anyway, moving on. Sorry. Not to, you know, get you down. Not to be a downer. Debbie Downer. Okay, so we're moving on into the post game, which is the wrap-up. So, the Alphabet Knit Along is started. I opened the chatter thread. I need to open the FO thread. I haven't done that yet. But I opened the chatter for threads, so all the rules are there in Ravelry, or you can watch last week's episode. But it'll be running for this quarter, so through the end of the year. So come on over, chatter. You can win a pattern or patterns up to $10. There'll be 3 of those given away, and I've decided I'm going to do that monthly. So, again, the camera's moving. Okay. Sorry. So I'll do it monthly. So the first episode in November, the first one in December, and then the first one in January. So, and then there'll be one prize, and again, I don't know what the prize is going to be yet, but there'll be one prize for the finished objects at the end of the quarter. So the first episode in January, we'll draw that as well. So that's it. You can contact me. I'm Crazy Knitting Fool on Ravelry. On Twitter, I'm Crazy Knit Fool. On Instagram, it's Crazy Knitter Studio. I finally changed it. The blog is crazyknitterstudio.blogspot.com. My email address is crazyknitterstudio@gmail.com. And the Ravelry group is at Crazy Knitter Studio. So, next episode will be October 17th. Hopefully it won't be frozen popsicle by then. I do want to go to the cider mill, but I don't want to go when it's so cold. But that's our, like, October tradition. We'll probably actually go that weekend. The next weekend I record is probably when we'll go. But I hope you all have a good couple weeks and have fun. Stay out of trouble. Or don't get caught. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.